All right, we are going right now. So what's your story, dude? What's going on? Why are you on Omegle?
It is currently 3:15 in the morning. All my friends have gone to sleep. I had nothing to do. All I thought I'd come on here on the rap and just see if anyone was spitting any bars, see if there's anyone to speak to.
Dude, would you wanna share some rap or something with us?
I mean, I've got some. I'm not very good at freestyle. I've got some shit on SoundCloud, but I mean, I could spit a
Yeah, dude.
freestyle.
Yeah, send your SoundCloud over so can everyone can check that out if you're watching.
Yeah. But I could read you some written shit if you want.
I would love that, man. Yeah, totally. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
All right, sounds good. Um,
Oh, so 4 hours. So you're 4 hours ahead. So what country are you in?
England.
Oh, okay. You're like probably Ireland, or are you Northern Ireland?
No, I'm in England.
Oh, you're in England.
Right.
Cool.
Uh, she got them bitty, but she is a bitch. I don't play Quidditch, don't fuck with a snitch. Pull up on your click with one darn clip, leave you fucked up on some fucked up shit. You don't even fuck with the Bitty Baba crew. Yeah, you are my homies, all of you. Damn, I guess you're my brothers too. Loco is short like Gru. I don't really want to fuck your mom. I'm just trying to play Donkey Kong on the Genesis Sega. You're barely 18. You're just a beta. I'm suffering from horny disease. Maybe I used to have some metal knees. I'll still beat up you and your G's. Can't afford six, so I'm asking for threes. Outside of lawn this. Piss colored eyes like Joan this. That isn't funny. That isn't cool. Pedophiles really don't rule. Mr. Barnes, I'll shoot up the school. Turn your girl into a gosh down fool. My deep voice said it makes her drool. She's flipping me like a fucking whirlpool. I wrote that shit earlier.
Oh, dude, what do you think about whenever you're writing? Does it just kind of come to you and you write, or?
Well, what I do is I play the beat and I freestyle over the beat. I do that 3 times, and then whatever I freestyle, then I think that shit's good. I'll then write that as my first few bars, and then I'll just write off of that. I'll just whatever comes to me while I'm writing. So I start off. I freestyle 3 times, and then I just write off whatever comes to me.
Well, how long have you been doing rap,
Like 2 months.
dude? How are you liking it so far? How's it treating you?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've got no hate so far. I've got friends who are doing it as well, so it's just like all coming up together, just seeing what we're doing, just trying to chill and write bars and have a good time, make
Yeah.
music.
It's a good thing to do, and I don't know if you're in like the quarantine,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
but like yeah, to be able to kind of get some creative energy out, and also
yeah,
it seems like rap is like the music form of like to kind of get out anger too. Like
yeah, yeah. I feel that.
yeah, is there like do you feel like you kind of get anger out from doing it?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes I do like proper like angry like shouting shit, but I'm more into like, lyrical shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes I do feel like it does get angry. I feel like that is true.
By lyrical, you mean like just kind of going with the flow of it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Less like screaming, shouting, more clarity, so you can understand like what I'm saying. I'm going slow, so you can hear like each and every bar that comes out.
Yeah. Is there a rapper that you like the most? Do you think?
Um, I think although XXX Tentacion, although his audience is now being put under screaming little white 12-year-olds, I think that's now as soon as someone says that like X, everyone's like, what do you mean? But like, I think he was the greatest artist to live in 40 years.
Wow.
I think he was so undescribably good. You can just sit and listen to one of his albums. It's just so crazy. I think he's just one of the greatest artists ever.
What about him do you think spoke?
I just think that I don't know. It's just the way he just his such like unique voice. and just the way he comes across on every song. There's a song that's only on YouTube. It's not on Spotify. Anything. It's called Rare Part Two, and it's just proper like it's just like there's a because he's got quite like heavy Jamaican heritage. His mum is Jamaican, and he just like switches into a Jamaican accent, and it just still sounds so fucking good. And then he's got all his like screaming, shouting, angry shit, and then he's got the sad, slow, fucking melodic. It's all so good. I think he's just amazing, genuinely.
Dude, like it's such a part of our culture that really isn't, and I'm saying our culture is kind of like, you know, people who are not like born into rap,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
like it's such a part of culture that's so unexplored, but is such a part of kind of our cultures, like that underlying anger that just needs to get out because
yeah,
so many people are so fucking angry to these,
yeah.
like I don't know. Are you feeling that too? Are you feeling like people are angry?
Um, yeah. I feel like rap is angry, and that's I feel like rap is angry. I feel like that's just what it is. That's its nature. Even though someone's calm, and you can still be fucking angry on a song. Like you can have the slowest, most beautifully harmonized beat, and someone can be talking about killing people. It's just whatever. I mean, you said about not born into rap. Weirdly, I was very born into rap because while I was being born, my dad was listening to Dr. Dre's Still Dre on a speaker while I was born. So as I came out the womb, Dr. Dre's Still Dre was playing.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, and so on the way to school, I'd be listening to like all the Biggie albums, Tupac in the car with my dad, and we just have it on. Like yeah, I'm talking like year three. So that's probably like 7 years old. I'm like rapping. I'm rapping like a Big Pop out the window on the way to primary school and shit.
Wow. So rap was a big part of like your upbringing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's so. Like, did you find that all like the other people in school were into rap at all, or were you?
No, it was literally just me, and I remember one day I came in and everyone was, oh my god, this is so embarrassing for me to remember, but I've not spoke about this in ages. I think I was probably like year four, so that's like 9 years old, when we did a talent competition, and everyone was singing Bruno Mars, Taylor Swift, everyone was singing that, and I came in and I performed Biggie Smalls Suicidal Thoughts clean
Whoa!
version in front of my whole school. Yeah, I made sure it was a clean version. My dad was like, "You're not singing the normal one. You can do the clean version." And I rapped the whole of Biggie Smalls' "Suicidal Thoughts" in front of my school.
Dude, and how old were you?
About 9.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
I mean, it takes balls. It takes balls, or yeah, yeah. Like it's just something. No, no one was used to it, and there was probably such stigma to it too.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, like I said, I've only been doing rap for like 2 months. I've never done it myself. I've always fucking loved it so much, but I've never like proper. And I thought, you know what, fucking give it a go. I can fucking download Logic Pro X. I can find the beat on YouTube. I can make my own beats if I need to. But I can do it. I just thought, why not?
What do you think kept you from doing it for so long?
I never had um, a way of doing it. I never thought it'd even be achievable for someone like me. I've grown up in a fucking small town in the north of England, and I never thought that I could be making music. And then I thought, well, I can download Logic Pro X. I'll be able to do it. And then I just from there onwards, I've been doing it. I just never even thought about starting.
So
It's
I'm
it's
telling.
not
Oh yeah, go for it.
it's not that anything was holding me back. It's just I never even thought I could be making my own music.
I'm telling you too. Like especially these days where there's so much anger and people are lashing out in
Yeah,
violent, destructive ways. Like the such a helpful and productive and positive way of
yeah,
dealing with like anger and stuff like, or it doesn't even have to be anger, but like your feelings. Such a productive way of dealing with your feelings is through music, is through the kind of like this creative process. And like, yeah, I don't think people get enough props for for putting that energy into something
Yeah,
productive and creative and personal like you are, versus going out and shooting up a school or going out and
yeah,
fucking punching someone at the bar or something. You know what I mean?
yeah. I feel you.
Have you ever has that ever been a part of your history, like
What fighting?
lashing out? Yeah.
Um, I've fought my brother. I fought my dad. I've had I had two fights in secondary school. I used to just fight kids in primary school.
Mm.
Kids my age. I'm not talking about just going up and beating little kids.
No. In your local elementary school.
No, yeah. I mean, like, I'm talking like 10, 11, 12. I used to just fight people and not like fight, but like you'd push someone over and then you'd slap them. I don't know if we're classing that as a fight, but when you're a kid, that's like the biggest news of the week. Someone's pushing one over. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! But at secondary school, I had a fist fight. And
Where do you think that all came from?
the guy was just a dickhead. He just didn't have any understanding for human nature. My friend who's really quite timid and keeps to himself. He threw a chair at him in the middle of a class. He then got sent outside. I then called him a dickhead, and so then I got sent outside. And there was like a little year 7. So this is probably like 13 years old. I'm 16 at the time. This kid's about 13. Then the guy I'm fighting is 16, but this little kid was 13. And the guy pushed me, and I fell into this little boy. I'm 6'5". I fell into this little boy, and I hit him against the wall. And I turned around straight away. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry!" And he starts crying because I fucking bumped into him. I'm a big guy. I hit him, and he's against this wall. And I threw a punch at him. I just hit him in the face, and he just dropped to the ground. The guy who pushed me, and because he just pushed me to a little kid. And I felt so bad for the kid. I just thought, "Fuck this guy." He threw a chair at my friend as well. He's a dickhead.
Wow, that's crazy. Like, so self defense and yeah, man. Why is bullying such a prominent thing? Like, why? I don't know. I don't know.
I had a teacher who used to bully me. He used to say that if he had it his way, he would have smacked the shit out of me by now. He used to say stuff like that. Just a weird guy. And then I found out that in 2006, before he'd ever taught me, a girl drowned on a school trip that he was on. So a girl drowned, and he almost got done for manslaughter. He was a week off the trial of him getting done for manslaughter because he didn't save her, but he didn't get done, and they stopped the case. And then I told my mates, who told everyone in the school. Then people would come into his lessons. "Oh, sir, did you kill a little lass? Yes, sir, did you kill a little girl?" And I felt bad, indescribably. I thought I've ruined this guy's life, but he still fucking started on me. And then he quit the job, left, and then about a year later, I googled his name and found out he'd served 8 months in prison for being a pedophile. Had 50 indecent images of kids on his laptops.
Oh, that upsets me.
Yeah,
That upsets me, man. Because like I don't know, such a part of my mind is that like thinking that there is good in every person. Every person
yeah,
has the potential to be an Einstein in their own way. Like
yeah,
if we just kind of stopped being so judgmental about people's abilities and what's good and what's not good, we'd get over that a lot quicker. And it's just sad to hear like about a guy who was working at a school who was a pedophile, and then who also
yeah,
like may have.
yeah. As soon as I found out that he was a pedo, I instantly thought he killed that girl. He shouldn't have got away. I instantly thought he definitely killed that girl. Just
Like you thought that even though there was no evidence really to support it, right?
yeah, I just think it's I think it's logical. Served 8 months in prison for being a paedophile and also almost got done for manslaughter. I think it has to
I
be.
mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, in
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
a situation like that, like it's really hard. It's really hard. I mean, for like I'm divorced from the situation. Have no
Yeah.
feelings involved with it. Like I'd have to see. I feel like the innocent until proven guilty thing. I'm not justifying the guy,
No, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
but like I really try to think like
Yeah, I feel like it also might be my quote unquote revenge hero arc against him, like me wanting to be the hero at the end of the story. Well, it sounds like I'm being a cookie twat, but I was the one who found out about the manslaughter. I was the one who found out about him being a pedo. I feel like it. I feel like it'd just close off the story for me if I found out that he'd killed that girl, because then I feel like
it
because he
feel
bullied
like justice. Yeah, justice.
because he bullied me, I then feel like I'd done what's right. I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling, but I feel like I feel like I'd feel like I'd won if I found out that he'd killed that girl, because then he's a worse person in my mind. He's still a fucking disgusting human, but I feel like he'd be an even worse person. And then him bullying me, I feel like I've won over him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, totally. I think that like kind of bringing this out a little bit, scoping it out, like
Mhm.
think about it in bigger terms. I think that that's how a lot of people feel these days, at least here in America, between like Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And like both sides are just so hateful towards each other.
Yeah,
They're saying such hateful things. And, there are people at the top, I feel like, who are doing kind of heinous, immoral things.
yeah,
I think on both sides of the aisle, but the majority of people are good, decent people and just want to live a normal life. Like, how do you think that we get that hatred like off our minds?
I think hatred is. I think you either suppress it or you either suppress the hatred or you live with it. I think that's it. I think there's some people who are strong enough to genuinely get rid of the hatred from their life, and they can just say, "You lose your job, your boyfriend breaks up with you, she's fine." Or someone else, she loses her job, she snaps, she's she can't bear it anymore, she kills herself. It's different how different people handle things. It's how you're mentally, and I think it's. Have you ever seen the movie called Inside Out? It's a Disney
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they portrayed it perfectly. You've got to have the emotions. You've got to have emotions. And at the end, when she's crying and the blue and the yellow one come together and they make an orb together, you've got to have all the emotions. You can't be a human without having different emotions. And anger's there throughout it all. And then the rest of them are. I think you need hatred. And I think maybe the people who suppress it are lying to themselves.
I think hatred. I don't know if you need, but I do think you need anger.
Yeah,
Because there's a different. I feel like
yeah. I think you're right there.
I think that like anger can quickly turn to hatred because that's a way that people think of like using it, right?
Mm.
But I think that it's just a high emotion. I think that people build stories about things in their heads and then continue. They look around and like psychology says that if you are of a certain mind, your mind will look for facts that support that idea. And like people do that about stories in their own head, you know, even if the majority of facts are saying otherwise. And
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I think that maybe a helpful way. I think you're onto something when you say like you want. I if you live with it, if you live
yeah,
with hatred, because I think that a part of that is like if you think okay, if that person dumped me, but you know what, like yeah, I'm angry. I'm fucking angry that like that guy cheated on me and now he's dumping me. Like who the fuck is that guy? But then just being like, you know what? tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
You know, like just realizing that we're a small speck of dust on a planet in a universe. Like,
But I think sometimes suppressing saying he's broken up with me, tomorrow's another day, when you're I feel like sometimes you can't just say tomorrow's another day when you're really fucking hurt and you need to just let it out.
absolutely,
Sometimes it's not right to suppress it.
absolutely. I think both are needed. I,
Yeah.
you know, I think sometimes like you can't do anything but suppress it.
Yeah.
You know, you know, if something is so raw, you know, if you lose your dad or something, and he's been a big part of your life, and like, you know, things have been going badly for you lately, and it happens. You know, it's like, how could you not just suppress it? Because if you did anything else, you'd punch a brick wall and put a hole in it. You know, like,
Yeah.
but I think that process of thinking like, you know what, there's a bigger story here, I think is really
Mhm.
helpful, because then
Yeah.
we get so narrow with things, and then that's when people start punching each other, and that's when I think hatred wins. And you know, but I think we're
Yeah.
onto something. I think we're fixing things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
I feel that.
Do you have any other thoughts of things that you kind of would want to talk about on here, with people, like people watching? And
Um, I don't know. I feel like um, I don't know. I I don't have much to say.
well, do
I
I think you, oh, I'm sorry. Go for it.
I was just gonna say I don't have much to say. I genuinely don't know what to say.
Well, dude, I got to tell you, like hearing your story about, you know, how you like, you know, you're one of the only people who like went to school, and you know,
Yeah.
going to school with your dad and stuff. Like that's a you know, that's a story that matters.
Yeah.
You know, I have written up like a bunch of random like pre-written questions.
Yeah. You know that's fine.
If you'd
That's the
want to,
way.
if you'd want to like, uh, yeah. So I've got 45 here. That's a lot of questions. But so
Hmm.
if you could choose three numbers between 1 and 45, I'll ask you those random questions.
Okay. Let's go with 32.
32. All right, and two more.
6 and 27.
Cool. All right, let's see. 32. What do we got here? Okay. What the I can't even read my own handwriting. Can you?
Don't worry.
Oh, what do you think is the worst decision you've ever made?
Um, I was going out with a girl that I was gonna say I liked, but I loved. I was going out with a girl that I loved, and one night she went. I was at her house, and she went out to get a drink, and she came back upstairs. And she was asking me questions about where have you been, what have you been doing. I'm genuinely confused, and then I realised she'd thought that I'd been cheating on her with her friend because I'd gone to her friend's house to plan a party for the girl. I then was laid in her bed. She then kicked me out of the house and told me that I was a dickhead. And then I went out and I said, fuck you then. So I went to her friend's house and I slept with her friend, being like, fuck you. She then realised what happened, called me up, said she loved me still, and that she realised she'd made a mistake. Can I go back to her house? And I just thought, why the fuck have you done that, you dickhead? I've made the stupidest mistake ever. when I should have just realized that she was gonna come out of it. But I just, in the moment, I was just thinking, "Fuck you, then. If you don't want to be with me because you don't believe me and think I've cheated on you with your own friend, then fuck you." And then I thought, well, maybe I will go get with your friend then. I did, and then she still wanted me, and I said, "I'm so sorry, I've made the worst mistake of my life." And she said, "Fuck you, you're a twat. Come pick up all your things and leave." And I did. And I've never spoke to her since, or her friend.
Wow. Wow. So looking back on that now, what are your thoughts of that?
Fucking hell, my oh my! I would have sat on the edge of that bed, and I would have said to her, "This is what I was." Because I didn't fucking tell her about the party. I said we were doing something that's for you. I wasn't cheating on you. I promise. She says, "No, fuck you." I would have sat and I would have said we were planning a party for you. I haven't done anything. Call her up now and ask her. I love you, and I would have stayed there. But no, I just fucking walked out and thought I was the fucking dog's bollocks when I obviously wasn't.
What do you think is something that you learned from that error?
Just fucking. I was gonna say realize what you have before you've lost it, but I think that's not even it. That it's to. I don't even know. It's just to not take advantage of things, and also to just explain yourself. Just speak. You need to speak. That's what it is. You need to speak sometimes. I think that's it.
Yeah, don't be vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to speak your truth, even though it may ruin something. If I told her about the party, it would have ruined the party, but I still would have been with her. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dude, thank you for sharing that. That's not easy.
It's all right. No worries.
Yeah. Okay, number 6. These are deep questions, man, and props to you for taking the bull by the
No worries.
You know, man. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, you're being vulnerable right now, so
Yeah.
you're taking your own advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. What is your biggest fear?
I'm scared of 3 things. Number 1, very cliche. I don't like the dark. I think the dark shit's scary. I don't like being in the dark. I think number 2 is I'm scared of if I'm left alone. I don't want to ever feel like I'm alone in life. I don't want to ever think that no one's going to be there for me. And also, I'm scared of one day someone is going to say my name for the last time, and they're never gonna, and no one's ever gonna. Some old man is going to be sat in a bar and he's going to say, "Do you remember our friend? Where rest in peace." And that's the last time anyone's going to ever speak of me. He's gonna pass away next week, and everyone else is going to forget. They've all got dementia. They're 92. They can't remember anything, and no one's ever going to speak of me again. And I think that is my worst fear.
There's a scene in Coco. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't. My mum told me it's amazing, but I've never seen it myself.
Oh, dude, you would love it because that what you're talking about reminds me of that movie, and it's so true. Like people care understandably so much about their legacy, what they
Yeah, 100%.
you know. Yeah, I think that's yeah, man. I would love to hear a rap about that from you.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, maybe so.
Yeah,
Maybe
dude. Yeah.
a
If
guy.
you- Oh,
A
go
guy that
ahead.
I care a lot about said to me once, um, people say we die twice. One is when our soul leaves our body, and the second time is when the last person mutters our name, when our name is muttered for the last time. That's the two times you die, and I fucking 100% believe that. So this is to me hoping I never die for a second time. That's
Mm,
what it is.
mm, mm. Man, yeah, dude. Can't wait to hear like, yeah. These are things to really put into our art form. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 27. Last but not least. Oh my God, we can't end on this one. This one is such a bad question compared to the other two.
Well, why do you ask me this one, and then we'll do
Okay.
17.
Okay, and then we'll do 17. Okay, cool. All right. What is the last thing you Googled?
Um, well, it was SoundCloud, but we won't say that.
Yeah, yeah. That's a
I
cop
will
out.
see. I was editing a video for my very close friend of some Call of Duty clips. So I googled how do you delete a transition on on I can't think what it's called that I use. Let me check. It is how do you delete a transition on Adobe Premiere Pro? I was googling that to help my friend out the
Oh.
best I could.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
17.
All right, 17. Here we are. Um, okay. What is the This is a good one. Good one to end on. What's the kindest thing you've ever been told?
You mean like a compliment or like um
Um, yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be a compliment. But I guess by that I mean like what is something that someone has said to you that's really resonated positively with you for a long time?
okay. I'm gonna have to think about this one.
Yeah.
Something positive that I've resonated with for a long time. I genuinely don't know. I'm happy to sit and think if you are.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. Yeah.
okay.
I mean, yeah, whatever comes to you, you know? Your first instinct.
I genuinely think it's times that I've been with my dad and he's played me a song and he's told me the story of the first time he listened to it. Like he said, "Oh, this is the first time I ever did this. I was sat in my one bedroom apartment, laid on the bed, with my Walkman out, and I was listening to this. I just bought it at the shop, and I'm sat there, I'm just listening to him in awe. I wish I was 17 years old in the 80s, living in New York, living life. I wish I was 17 in the 80s, living anywhere, knowing about everything he tells me. I'm like, oh my god, I wish. All I can say is I wish I was there. Or it has to be. This isn't the best thing I've ever been told, but this is one of my favorite memories ever. I was driving to the you call it a mall, we call it a shopping center. I was driving to the shopping center with my dad, and he said, "Have you ever heard Stand by Eminem?" I said, "No." He put it on, and I cranked my chair in the car back and I laid and I opened the sunroof of the car. It was about midday. I thought I was the coolest twat. Pulled the sunroof down. I laid down, looking up as Stand by Eminem played, driving to the shopping center, and Stan's verse finished, and then it was Eminem's last verse, and I cranked my chair up, closed the roof, and I sat and I just listened to. We were already at the fucking shopping center. We'd been there for about 20 minutes. And I was just sat, just listening, just the last verse. And then he went, "What do you think?" I went, "It was the greatest thing I've ever heard." And we got out and went in. And that is one of my greatest memories ever.
Oh man. Dude, it's been wonderful to talk to you, man.
It's been amazing talking to you.
You know, yeah, you made my day, dude. You make me,
Thank you very much.
yeah, you actually, yeah, you make me feel really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what can I put for your name on this video?
You can just put Yemondo if you want. Just that
Oh,
there.
okay, Yemondo.
You
I
can put
can't.
that.
Yemondo. I didn't connect the dots. That's
That's all right.
and yeah, man. So I'm gonna be uploading the video right now,
Okay,
and it should be on in like 15 minutes or so. So
that's fine.
you can check it out. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it a look, mate.
Yeah. Hey,
100%.
thank you so much. And
Nice speaking to you, man.
yeah, take care, man. Bye.
See you later, bro.